Tomorrow will mark 3 years since the murder of a Warwick man. Jack Fay disappeared while out on a jog. His body was found the morning of May 17, 2013, stuffed in a barrel in Warwick City Park. 3 years later, police have released a new image they hope will catch Fay's killer. Eyewitness News reporter Steve Nielsen is live in our studio with more.
Yeah, tomorrow Warwick police will hold a news conference about the case. Today, though, they released this composite, that's behind me right here. A company in Virginia within the last year has developed that technology to take DNA and gather a basic footprint for the person from that DNA. Eye color, skin color, hair color. Warwick police jumped on this technology in this 3-year-old murder case. They say the composite came from the DNA police believed to be Jack Fay's murderer. 3 years ago, Fay went on a run in Warwick City Park. The next day, he was found dead in a barrel, bludgeoned to death by a sledgehammer. People in the park today told me Fay's murder is something they often think about in the park.
I couldn't believe something like that could happen here. It's such a nice area, and having a tragedy like that is awful. It's just sad how they put him in a barrel, and that was terrible.
Now, coming up on Eyewitness News at 6, I speak with one of the scientists that put together the composite, and they explain to me their technology, how it works, and how it can help investigators. I'm Steve Nielsen, Eyewitness News.
For 3 years, Warwick police have been trying to figure out who killed 66-year-old Jack Fay. And as Eyewitness News reporter Steve Nielsen tells us, new composite of the potential suspect could bring them new leads. Steve joins us now live in our studio with the new details.
Well, Mike, Warwick police gave DNA that they believe to be the killers to a lab, and they came back with this right here behind me. This is not meant to be a sketch of the suspect. There's just too much that DNA can't tell us. But the DNA did tell us the suspect likely has light or dark olive-colored skin, also hazel or brown eyes, and is Southern European. I spoke with the scientist behind it to see how this comes together. A park bench in his honor. Jack Fay died here 3 years ago. The 66-year-old runner bludgeoned to death by a sledgehammer in Warwick City Park, found the next day in a barrel. The murderer unknown, but Warwick police had the DNA of the man they think did it.
That composite that we produce is not intended for you to identify someone.
Dr. Ellen Graytack is the director of bioinformatics at Parabon Nanolabs. They take DNA and create snapshot pages like this. They tell you the likelihood of a person's hair color, eye color, skin color.
Really a blueprint for a person. It contains all the instructions to make this. So can we do the same thing? Can we read that information and make predictions about what that person looks like just based on the DNA?
It has limitations, of course. There's no way for DNA to tell you someone's body weight, their haircut, or tattoos, but it can help officers narrow down suspects.
Now 90% of the people walking down the street really don't match that profile, and now the investigator can focus in on who's most likely to match that DNA.
So it's a tool in the toolbox.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we think of it as a genetic eyewitness.
Dr. Graytack says going forward, they hope instead of their technology being a last option for law enforcement, they hope it becomes a first option so that authorities can narrow down a list of suspects right from the get-go. She also told me that Warwick was one of the first departments nationally to contact them. They've only used it on a few dozen cases so far. I'm Steve Nielsen, Eyewitness News.